so high on
Yeah. First of all, congrats to Nas. Proud of him. You know, we seen Nas grow up last season in a way. We had him where he needed to be, and he's not back there yet. You know, coming off of not playing for 7 months, but there's just some great potential there. His youth, his athleticism. He's a team guy. He's a good teammate. Uh, he's good to be around every day. He's smiling. I mean, you just got to have those type of people around, and he'll even be better now that he has some security. You know, so I'm happy about it. I'm happy that we got him locked in, um, and I know he's happy as well.
him. What kind of ceiling do you think he has? What are we talking about?
It's yet to be too. It's too soon to be determined. But for me, his ceiling is potentially being a starter in the league. Ceiling. His basement, to me is him being a quality reserve that can come in and impact the game and just be a reserve bench player. So with that being said, it's good to have a guy that's young that you can lock in and just kind of see where it plays out.
I think we can all see his athleticism and his raw natural talent. I think sometimes it looks like he gets mixed up on where he's supposed to be defensively
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What has been his process there, and how much of that is still a concern?
Yeah, he does. He does, and most young guys do. We got a lot of old guys that do. Just to be honest. So he does get a little mixed up. He does. It's a communication thing. A lot of times where our team is just not a great communicating team, which will help out everybody. But to me, I thought Nas got to a point last year where he knew where he was going to be most of the time, and then when he made a mistake, he has that catch-up speed and the athleticism to go impact the play. So that's what I kind of envision for him. Um, but yeah, he'll still have those mix-ups. I mean, these players in the league are so good, Jason. Like they're gonna trick us. They're gonna trick our defense. But he's a guy that's gonna give maximum effort.
Chauncey, he kind of talked about wanting to take that potential label off him. So, I mean, do you feel like this could be a year where he kind of, can finally push them down and show, I guess, the league?
Well, yeah, we all hope so. We all hope so. I mean, he's been operating on potential for a long time, and most young guys do. I don't think 22 is when it's do or die at that point. I think probably mid 20s, 25, 26, where it's like, all right, well, he's what he's going to be. So I think Nas still has a lot of time. I mean, he's been injured almost every year, so he doesn't play a full year. And so, like, once he gets some continuity and some consistency, I think we'll finally start to see the best version of Nas.
Where do you feel he is? You talked about the mental part too, dealing with those injuries. Where do you feel he's kind of headed in his career?
Um, like I said, he's not quite where he was when he left off before he got hurt. I think he's playing the best basketball of his actual life. But you know, he's come a long way since the start of training camp because you know, he was a long ways behind. But he's over the last week or so, man. I'll tell you, he's had some really good practices. You can tell his confidence is better. I'm pretty sure y'all can tell just talking to him that he's relieved. Those things play on you. Those things play on you in a major way. So he'll start to relax and get back to himself now that he has that out the way.
You said he felt like today was his best practice. Would you agree?
I would agree. I think on both sides of the ball, today was his best practice. He had another good one a few days ago, but this was probably his best one.
When you decided to go to the job, talked to Nas, and he said that he told you he felt like you made the right decision. He wasn't the player that he was last season.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that says about him from a maturity standpoint? I feel like the young players a lot of times they don't recognize that.
I tell you that it speaks to who Nas is as a person. I think I brought up one of the main things is he's a teammate. He's a good teammate. He's realistic about who he is, and for him to speak that confidently about it, because we all in the coach's room felt that that was the best decision. And a lot of time, a lot of the players don't feel that way, especially if it's you in it So for him to have that type of self-awareness, I think is a big deal, and it speaks to actually who he is, you know. And you need guys that know who they are on every team, you know. So he's 22 years old. For a kid like that, man, that's impressive.
Did you get the sense at all that the uncertainty about the contract situation was up with weighing on him during the preseason, and that was part of it, in addition to the physical stuff, that was part of why he was struggling with some of those things?
Sean, I did, man. I did. I think two things really was really weighing on him. One, competing for that starting spot, knowing that I'm nowhere near myself. So forcing to try to like catch up. That and the contract. I think two things that really weighed on him heavily. And you just see a calm over Nas now that it's just like, all right, I can take my time. I mean, you just look at it from his perspective, it's a beautiful thing. You get yourself some personal security, get 4 years, and then at 26 years old, you be a free agent again. Still pretty much a young guy, you know. He did. I'm happy for him. I'm happy and I'm proud of him. He earned it.
What did you remember about the first time in your career that you signed like a long-term extension? Because I mean, for you, it took a few different years and a few different teams before you finally figured your place out in the league. Do you remember kind of
I'll tell you,
relief about like finally signing a long-term deal?
It's so funny because I played obviously like 5 teams my first 5 years, but when I got my big deal, it was a mid-level deal. At the time, the mid-level was like $6 million a year, right? And I was leaving Minnesota, going to Detroit, and me and my agent, it's funny, my agent and I were going back and forth the whole time. We arguing the whole time. He's saying, Chance, just do a 3-year deal, or even if it's 4, get out after 3. And I'm saying, no way. I got 2 kids, just got married. I am signing the longest deal I can. You see how my career's gone. You never know what's gonna happen. And so I signed a 6-year mid-level, like 6 for 35. And I could get out after the 5th year. Well, the funny thing is, if I would have did his deal, 4 years, get out after 3, the year before that, I was the MVP of the finals. That year, we lost in the finals. I would have been MVP again if we won, and then I would have been free. But guess what? I wasn't gambling with my family. I wasn't gambling with my life. I wanted to get that security and then see what happens. So I understand Nas 100%.
You guys are 4 days removed from the Golden State game. How much have you guys improved in those 4 days, and what should fans expect coming up here second?
Man, we've had a good little, I've been considering this like a little second training camp. You know, we've had a good 5 days. You know, we went live every single day. We went hard pretty much every single day. We'll practice again tomorrow, but no contact, just try to get sharp. But I feel good about where we're at. I do.
You working on defense?
We worked on some defense.
A little bit.
We worked on some defense. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
How imperative is it for you guys to have success this year, especially in the playoffs? For you, for the fans,
That's important. It's important for us, man. It's important for us. I mean, obviously that's the goal. That's what we're shooting for, you know, to be the best team we can and make some noise. I think that it's going to be up and down, you know, based on what we do. We still have some youth on our team. We still do have a lot of youth on our team. So we'll have some peaks and valleys, obviously, during the season. And we're not going to overrate either one, whichever one we're in. You know, we just keep building and keep trying to connect.